I have periods of time where it's perfect, and then I have periods of time where it's just the opposite. If I go figure out a way to order my thoughts better and to access that state, like to access the good states of my mind in this crazy flow state where I can get things done, this is what I mean. Have you ever considered that it's actually a superpower? Somehow, end of the day, I always believe it will get better the next day, and then it just doesn't. But today I had a moment where I was like getting things done within, let's say within 15 minutes, I got things done with like the highest amount of precision and concentration. And I just thought to myself, dude, if I could always work like this, you know, I don't have to work for 8 hours, I can work 8 hours in 1 hour. So that type of thing. Sometimes we got a choice. Like we can complain or we can find the good things about something. So I guess the catch was that this 15-minute period of high concentration was when I was working for my like home office project job, call it like that. But I actually had to leave the house to my other job. Even though I kind of also work for myself in that case, I still gotta be on time. Anyway, I had a slot of 15 minutes and I just got it all done. And this isn't the first time. This has happened to me so many times that just before, you know, it's if you go to work or if you have an appointment, whatever, before you gotta leave the house, suddenly you get shit done, you know. There must be a way to work around this. Like imagine really the powers you have if you could control your ADHD. Like if you have control over your neurodivergency, you like, you know, the regular people out there, I'm not, you're like up here. You're just playing on a different level, completely different level. This is why everyday life usually doesn't go that well because, you know, life is set up down here, but we mentally are just up here. And I'm not being a hater or anything. I just mean in the most positive way because it comes with so many downsides. And I'm like having so many days where it's just like being a single mom. And I'm obviously neurodivergent. She also is. I always feel like I cannot have a regular job because this is taking so much time. This is like, you know, I don't want to get into the bad things now, but this is really my reality, my everyday life. But then, truthfully, I always believe, and it's incredible how I stay motivated. I always believe there's a way to work things out, to make things better, and a way around this, you know. It can be your superpower if you get to know it. Think about it like this. If there's a small thing that you can learn to control and like use for your advantage, start with that, you know, not with everything. Obviously, I know one of my biggest talents would be that I get things done really fast if I'm at my best. I truly believe that I can do the work that regular people do in a week, in a day, easy. I mean, if I want to, if it's creative, if it's something I fuck with. But yeah, like, I don't have a doubt about this. It's not like I'm saying I'm anything better. It's just, this is how my brain works. So can we not just control this, please? Because I thought to myself, whoa, I'm putting all this pressure on me, like pressure on me in all type of different ways. But then it's like, nah, you just gotta figure out a way that works. And I mean, it always does if you just keep going and doing things and then you reflect back on how it went and you kind of change this and that, and maybe the next day things turn out to be so good that you want to stick with that thing that you did on that day, right? So it's like you don't need to figure out a master plan before even starting. I never was able to figure anything out before starting. This is why, like, I already know that I need to warm up this camera for about 2 months straight. So I'm uploading every single day on here, by the way, because I know that this is just how I work. Like, it's not for everyone. You don't have to do this, but this is how I get my best things done, by posting every single day. And I cannot, like, sit there and plan something out for 2 weeks and then put it out. That's just not, that's also giving me some type of progress, I guess, but not the one that I need. So at least for me, I'm the type of person I need to do it every day and just put it out there. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad in that sense, you know. Things go good and things go bad. And one of those things that can be really great is your ADHD, right? Because it is a superpower in so many ways. And I've been thinking about more examples, but I think you could come up with examples and put them down there in the comments, because there's actually so much beautiful things. And if you could just, you know, work your way around that. Like, my biggest goal is to find more balance and to get into a morning routine. If I can just do that, that would be so sweet. Because how I messed up is, like, yesterday I didn't go to sleep, and then I was like, it was 3 a.m. and I found a beat on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, I haven't written rap in so long, so like, yeah. If I go to sleep after 3 a.m., it usually sucks because I don't get up in the morning really well, and then I, you know, have a non-existent morning routine. So that was the perfect example of how it's not supposed to work out. But then anyway, I got things done within 15 minutes that I could have spent all morning long. So that kind of, you know, clicked with me. And I want to go back to these talking videos, because another thing is, like, I struggle with recording these videos. I could sit here just chat with a camera for an hour, and suddenly after like 30 minutes, unfortunately, I get into, like, my brain gets into this state of talking really, like, it makes really sense, but I can't access that state, you know. Like, I feel like so often, you know, when you especially scroll through TikTok, there's amazing people that just speak about certain topics, and they do it in such a casual, nice way, and it's not scripted. And I always wish I could be one of those people, and I can be. I only realized that through, like, shooting myself a lot, right? But it doesn't just happen. Like, I can't just put up the camera for 10 minutes and talk like this for 10 minutes straight. It happens like after a long period of time, after 30 minutes. But then the crazy part is, I also noticed I can talk, like, if I journal aloud to myself, I sometimes kind of do that. I think it helps you a lot. Let's say I am in the kitchen and I'm preparing something, and sometimes my thoughts are so clear, and I just get from this point to that point without going somewhere else. Like, it's just bam, 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 bam. And then I was like, well, the camera was not running, but if I could just be this clear on camera, that's a dream. But so far, I was never able to put up the camera and be like that. There's still this huge gap of just, you know, me being with my thoughts alone in the kitchen and me sitting in front of a camera in a way. Or maybe I'm just perceiving it that way, and it's not really like that. But that's another reason I gotta record myself every day. And that's another superpower, by the way, that you have. Like, you have the ability to get your thoughts in order. But for me, it's super difficult. Like, I just always stray from the topic, and I know really well why, you know, people don't watch through a video that suddenly has me talking about the shoes that I'm wearing, or talking about the fact that I want to color my hair, just talking about the fact that I want Ray-Bans or something. Like, who cares? Really, who cares? I care, yes I do, but not you. I guess not, so, unless you're watching a vlog. But, so I'm just trying to, you know, order my thoughts better, and this helps me if I record every day and also go back to these talking videos straight to the camera. They just feel so healthy for me, and so I think I can get to a point where I can express myself a lot better and get to the point more clear, and that's a big goal. So, and that has a lot to do with ADHD, in my opinion. And it's just fluctuating. It's like I have periods of time where it's perfect, and then I have periods of time where it's just the opposite, and I cannot really access that. So I would need a really good editor. Say I recorded myself for an hour. If I have a great editor, you can probably cut that together into 5 minutes, and it's actually amazing content. I cannot do it. I'm an awful editor when it comes to editing myself. So what I'm saying is, I don't have the time to edit my videos harshly, and I'm not going to use the term. This video will be cut, but I might have to go and take some uncut videos, and I will try out different ways to sort my thoughts and to give me a span of time so that I'm not just gonna record so long, because I'll hate myself later cutting that in post. And I also don't want to post, something that strays away from the topic. You get me, too much. And I also don't have the time to put subtitles down there, and if I do, I really try to make sure to at least check on them and read them through so it doesn't say some nonsense. I would love to, but uploading every day has its pros and cons, and that can't do that. Like maybe for a little 30-second video, but if you ever put subtitles in your videos, you know that is a job in itself if you actually care for them. The goal is not to live in front of the camera for 2 months. It's something completely different. So just remember that even though it might be something that all I want to say is your ADHD is a superpower, and I hope you know that. And there's really amazing things, right, that you can do. And if I go figure out a way to order my thoughts better and to access that state, to access the good states of my mind, to access those times when I just get things done, when I just am completely in this crazy flow state where I can get things done. This is what I mean. And I will share it, all right? And you go down in the comments and share something positive about your ADHD right now, because I really want to read some comments, but probably this video is gonna get about 50 views, so maybe not. But who knows? You never know. So anyway, if you stayed until this point, thank you for watching, and make sure to go after what you want to do, and don't let nobody tell you what you can't do, because only you know what you want to do. All right, take care.